Welcome. I'm Jacky. I'm an EFT practitioner and coach. And today we are going to focus on conflict relief. Oh my gosh, the world is made of humans. We have humans in our lives, which means there's going to be conflict. So we're going to focus on getting some relief around that today. Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Let me know you can hear me okay. I would appreciate it because we just restarted because we couldn't hear me. So if you could let me know, that would be awesome. All right. All right. Okay, good. Thank you. Hey, Rose, welcome. All right. So I'm going to take you through a quick meditation to get us grounded and connected. And then I'm going to take us through an exercise. Good. Awesome. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm going to take you through an exercise just so you can figure out who you're in conflict with. And I know that sounds funny, but a lot of times we know when we're in conflict, like with a person right here, right now. But I also want you to think about who you're in conflict with from the past. So from the past means somebody that you maybe haven't forgiven or you're still angry with about something. And so I'm just going to let that percolate as we do the meditation. So when we do the exercise together, you can jot down different names, okay? And then we'll focus on some specific, some very specifics. I just have somebody else wanted to join here. But all right, so I want you to put both feet on the floor. And I want you to just press them down in to the floor. And I want you to give yourself permission to be here now and do this work for yourself. Okay, so be here now, do this work for yourself. Hey, Kim, we're just about to get into a meditation. It's perfect timing. So both feet on the floor, press them in, and I want you to take a deep breath in, down as far as you can, down to the bottom of your belly, wherever you can go, however far you can breathe, and slowly let that out. And take another deep breath in, all the way down as far as you can. And as you take this breath in, go ahead and close your eyes. And let that out. And I'd like you to imagine that you have roots growing out of the bottoms of your feet, going down into the earth, all the way deep down into the earth. Deep, deep down through the dirt. And when you feel like you've reached the center of the earth, go ahead and tether the roots there so you feel nice and grounded and connected. And take a deep breath in. We have a beautiful golden light coming up. I don't know if you can feel that. Just imagine this bright golden light coming back up through the roots, all the way back up, all the way up into the bottoms of your feet. And I'd like you to imagine that golden light touching every cell, every little area in your body and helping you to release and let go. All the different emotions and feelings and sensations in your body that are related to conflict with others, whether that's frustration, disappointment, hurt, anger, whatever that is. Just imagine it all releasing from your body. Imagine it releasing in your ankles. And imagine that golden light moving up into your calves and releasing whatever it can. And imagine that moving up into your knees and releasing. And it moving up into your thighs. Just imagine all that releasing any conflict with others. And imagine that moving up into your hips. And take a moment here really to feel your seat in your chair or wherever you're sitting. So you're really present and grounded and connected. You stay here in this moment. And imagine that golden light sweeping across your lower back and moving up your spine and up the core of your body. See that golden light moving to your mid back, your upper back, moving into your shoulders. Just let your shoulders relax and let go. You can move them around and just let go of whatever is in there. Take a deep breath in. Let that out. And imagine that golden light moving up into your neck, releasing any tension that's in there, moving into your jaw. Go ahead and drop your jaw down. Just let it go slack. Drop your tongue to the bottom of your mouth and let it fill the space. And imagine the golden light going up into your cheeks, up into your eyes and eye sockets. I want you to go ahead and relax all the little muscles holding your eyes in place. And take another deep breath in and let that out as you move up into the top of your head. And this is where I'd like to call in all resources and all dimensions that will be here to help us for our best and highest good, that are here in love and light. And specifically, I'd like to call in Jesus of Nazareth, Archangels Michael and Raphael. I'd like to call in our healing teams and guides. And go ahead and take a moment to call in whoever you'd like to call in specifically for yourself. That'll also be here for us as a group to be collectively helping us clear all this out. And I'd like to thank them for being here with us today and helping us have the perfect words, memories, emotions, feelings, thoughts, sensations in our body, whatever it is that we need to know, feel, experience in order to clear out the most that we can today. Take a deep breath in and let that out. And I'd like you to take your hands and rub them together. Bring them up over your eyes. Spread your fingers apart. Open up your eyes. Slowly move your hands away and come back into the room wherever you are. All right. Yay, now that we're all calmed down, let's get ramped up a little bit. So if you haven't grabbed a pen and paper, why don't you do that? Grab a pen and paper. You won't be writing a ton, so it doesn't have to be a big notebook or anything, just some scrap paper that you have there. And a pen, and water is always good. So if you have that near you, it's always good when we're tapping to have water, drink a lot of water. We're doing energy work when we're tapping, even when we're tapping on ourselves. It's similar to like massage or other energy work that we do. So it's important to drink water. All right, so you have your pen and paper. And now I want you to start writing down people in your life that you have some unresolved conflict with. So it's either people that are present day that you're in conflict with, family, friends, coworkers, boss, employees, significant other. So think of all those people. But not only is this conflict relief for current in the moment, but it's also for past. So I want you to write down other people that you have some kind of conflict with that hasn't been resolved. It might be an ex significant other or spouse. It might be somebody that you haven't been friends with for a long time, but there's, it ended poorly. So think of all those people that you have conflict with and write their names down on the paper, okay? Let me do that. And think of the people that you don't want to think of. Think of the people that you don't want to think of, the ones that you'd rather not say their name, the ones that you wish would go away, would stop popping up in your life, or would not be in your mind. Think of those people and write their names down too, okay? Now you have a list of names, and I want you to scan the list of names, and I want you to circle the top 3 that you're feeling most intense about. So go down each name one at a time and notice how you feel in your body and what the intensity of that is. And that will help you determine which ones to circle. So if you see Bob's name on the list and all of a sudden your throat starts to constrict and you're not feeling too good, that might be an indicator to you that Bob's pretty intense. Just go down the list and check in with each person what the intensity is around their name. Okay? And circle the top 3 that are most intense for you. All right, so you have this list of names, you have the top 3 that are most intense circled. And I want you to pick, actually I want you to rate each of those. So tune into each name, and I want you to notice where you feel it in your body and what the intensity of it is on a 0 to 10 scale. So 0, you don't feel anything at all. 10, it's super intense. A number will pop into your mind. Just go ahead and jot that down for the intensity of how you're feeling with them. Do that for each person. And then I want you to go ahead and check in with yourself on each of those 3 people to see what emotion is coming up. Okay, so tune into Bob, whoever you have written there, and see what emotion is. It anger, frustration, disappointment? Are you happy? Just notice what's going on. And I want you to rate that emotion on a scale of 0 to 10 as well. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. These are our baseline measurements, so as we start tapping, you'll know that you're shifting. Okay? Now I want you to put a star by the one that is most intense. And you know they're most intense because you can feel it and the numbers are the highest, okay? Now, I want you to go ahead and say their name out loud. And as you do, I want you to hear yourself, okay? Go ahead and say the name out loud and hear yourself. Just notice what that sounds like. And I want you to go ahead and say it again and just notice how your body feels, okay? We're going to tune into that person. Now you can put your list aside. We're just going to focus on that one person. We're going to focus on their name. So I don't know what name you have. When I'm leading, I'm just going to use the name Bob, but you go ahead and say the name of the person that you have the most intense feeling around, okay? So we'll start right on the top of the head. Bob. Move to the inside eye. Bob. Move to the outside eye. Bob, Bob, Bob. Under eye. Bob. I want you to play around with this about how you're saying the name. So I'm going to get a little goofy here, and I want you to do the same thing. I want you to get goofy and say their name with different inflections in your voice, with different tones, okay? So follow along with me, use your name, and get goofy. Have some fun while we're clearing out some conflict. You can get a little relief in the humor too, okay? Bob, 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 Bob. Bob. Bob, Bob. Just go ahead, go on a little rant right now, saying the person's name over and over. Keep tapping while you're doing this and say it in all different tones. Go ahead. Move to underarm. Keep going. You're saying this out loud. That's really important. So keep tapping, move to the top of head, and keep going. Just repeat their name over and over. Move to the inside eye. Keep saying their name over and over. Outside eye. Change the tone of your voice. Get goofy. Have fun. Move to under eye. Come on. Go wild. Just let go. Just say their name in goofy, goofy ways. Let it all out. You can even slip up and smile. Can make this conflict relief fun. Just laugh at yourself saying their name. Go ahead. Come on. Move to under nose. Crease and chin. Come on, keep going. Move to collarbone. All right, you can stop saying their name. And I want you to stay on this tapping point here, and I want you to take a deep breath in all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And I want you to slowly let that out. And if you already exhaled, then do another deep breath in and slowly let it out so your exhale is longer than your inhale. Go ahead and do that again. All right, you can stop tapping. We're going to check back in and remeasure. So I want you to go ahead and say the person's name out loud again. And notice how you sound this time. Did it shift a little bit? Can you tell the difference? Go ahead and say it out loud again. This time, notice how you feel in your body. Is it still in the same place? Was it in your throat before, super intense? Is it still there, or did it shift somewhere else? How do you feel in your body? And I want you to measure that on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. So whether it's the same place, remeasure it, or it moved to somewhere else, go ahead and get a measurement on that. And I want you to go ahead and say their name one more time and notice the emotion coming up this time. Maybe you were angry before and now you're feeling frustrated or disappointed. Go ahead and jot all these notes down so you know where you're shifting, you know where you are. And then I just want you to measure the intensity of how you feel about them overall. So remember, we did that before. So just go ahead and say their name again. And just notice how you feel. 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel anything at all. 10, you're super intense. So you're somewhere in that scale about this person, and write that number down. All right. And just notice, Are there any thoughts coming up? Like, are you shifting? Like, I was really angry with them. Now I'm just disappointed that they did this. Or just notice the thoughts that are popping in too, okay? And we're going to go right back to the top of the head and start tapping again. Go ahead and say their name. Bob. Bob, 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 Bob. Move to the inside eye. Bob. Outside eye. Bob. Under eye. Go ahead and go on a little rant here. Just say their name over and over and let it all out. And if you're starting to feel a sadness or anything, allow yourself to feel it. I can feel some stuff welling up behind my eyes that you guys are experiencing. So just allow yourself to feel that and let it out. A lot of times when we're in conflict with people, either from the past or now, there is sadness. There's sadness about it. Sadness that we're in conflict, or sadness that maybe the relationship ended or is going to be ending, or sadness that you don't feel heard. It could be all different things that you're feeling sadness about. Allow yourself to feel it. And whether the emotion is sadness or something else, allow yourself to feel it. So often we want to avoid it. Move to under nose. We want to ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist, and I'm asking you to feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Crease in chin. And keep saying their name. Bob. Bob, 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 Bob. Just have fun. Say their name over and over. Just go for it. Move to collarbone. Say their name over and over. Say it in funny tones. Just let it go. Let it all out. And stay tapping on this point and go ahead and take a deep breath in all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And slowly let that out. So your exhale is longer than your inhale. So you have to slow it down. And do that one more time. Breath in all the way down as far as you can go. And slowly let that out. All right, you can stop tapping. So I want you to go back to your list and look at your list. And this time we're going to look at all 3 people on the list. So we had measured all 3 people, and even though we're just focusing on the one person that you're most intense about, a lot of times the others will shift as well. So let's go back, and I want you to look at each person one at a time. So check in with the one that was most intense. And I want you to say their name out loud and notice how you feel right now. Do you feel it somewhere in your body? What's coming up for you? Go ahead and make notes, jot that down. And what's the intensity, 0 to 10? 0, you don't feel it all. 10, it's super intense. Go ahead and put a number down, measure it. You're somewhere on that scale. And go ahead and say their name again and tune into the emotion. And go ahead and measure the emotion. Scale is 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it all. 10, it's super intense. Where are you on that scale? Jot down the emotion and what the intensity is on that scale. So you're giving it a number. Okay? Now move to the next person and do the same thing. Go ahead and say their name out loud and notice how you feel about them. Where is that in your body? Is it in your throat, your heart, your gut? Where are you feeling that? And go ahead and measure the intensity, 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. You're somewhere on that scale. Go ahead and say their name again. And notice the emotion coming up. And I want you to measure that on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. You're somewhere on that scale. Give it a number and jot it down. And then same thing for the third person, okay? So go ahead and say their name out loud. And notice where you feel it in your body. What's the sensation? And go ahead and measure that. 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. You're somewhere on that scale. Jot that number down. Say their name out loud again. And what's the emotion coming up now? 0 to 10. Measurement on it as well. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense with the emotion. Happy, sad, frustrated. All right. So, did you shift? Did you shift on the person that you're focusing on? Did you shift on the other two people? How are you feeling? What's going on? Jot something in the comments and let me know how you're doing, what this experience was like. And feel free to ask any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer them in the couple minutes that we have here. Go ahead and jot anything in there. We went from 8 to 0 on person 1. Whoa, that's awesome. And 7 to, I think that's a 0 on person 2. Feeling some tiredness. Okay, so good awareness. You want to keep tapping to clear out that tiredness. And then the third person went from a 6 to a 2, feeling congested at a 1. So good awareness. That's your homework to keep tapping to clear out that tiredness and tapping to clear out that congestion. So you can just let all that go and have some relief around this conflict that you're feeling with those people. Awesome. Nice work. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. I don't see any other comments here. I'm just going to let you know I have an upcoming, oh, I do see roses now. Thank you, Rose. Person 1 shifted from throat to chest and resentment to sadness and disappointment. Okay, good. So nice shifts in there, Rose. You just need to keep tapping. Your homework here is to keep tapping to clear out, because you want from throat to chest, you want to clear out your chest, and then from resentment to sadness to disappointment, you want to clear out the sadness and disappointment so that is all gone. And you're feeling really tired. So it's really important that you keep tapping, Rose, because you're in the middle of shifting this out. And so you will feel more energy come as you clear the rest out. So keep tapping and clear the rest out. And then I want to mention that we do have our next Facebook Live on August 22nd, and that is to get your EFT questions answered. So you can feel free to post questions inside that event that I just posted, so you can get questions answered. I'll be sure to answer all the questions that are posted in there. But that is our next session. And if you haven't already liked Julie Jacky Coach page on Facebook, that's where I share lots of inspiration. I try to fill up your brain with the good stuff. So you're going to want to like that so you can fill up your news feed with good stuff. So be sure to like Julie Jacky Coach on Facebook and share it with your friends who need some inspiration and good stuff too. You guys, thanks for being here with me. Thanks for taking the time to take care of yourself and clear out this conflict that you've had with people. And I'm so happy that you're feeling relief. And for those of you that still have some stuff in there, keep tapping. You want to clear it out. Don't stop here as good enough. Just allow yourself a few 5-10 more minutes to clear it out and it will be gone. All right? Thank you guys. I will see you again soon.